It's good to be with you all this morning.
Yes,
we were just fascinated. This is the first time we've actually really looked at the opening.
I know.
And it's really pretty, the new opening.
The sunrise and all the leaves and the water, and it's really gorgeous.
It really is. And so we were kind of commenting in the background. I'm sorry if you heard us about, ooh, we didn't realize that. So I'm Nancy Cason. I have a little gift shop downtown called the Red Ribbon. I'm right catty-cornered across the street from the Museum Center at 5 Points on Inman. And this is my co-host, my good old standard co-host, Brene Beatty. Retired, and
I bet
she
y'all
loves
are tired
it.
of hearing that, aren't you? But you know,
yes, I am tired of
love it. I actually was talking to them. But
I know, but I really am tired of hearing it because that's what it amounts to. I'm jealous. She is retired. She gets to do anything she wants to now. When she wants to do it.
Yes, I love it.
And she loves it.
I do.
Sorry, Carl. She loves it.
I love you too, Carl, but you know, this is much more fun.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we hope everyone had a really nice Memorial weekend.
And a safe one.
Oh, yeah.
Bad things happened over the weekend.
Yes, there were. But
terrible.
Wonderful evening shade Friday night.
Oh, he was such a
He was cute. You know, we talked about him last Thursday, and we told y'all that he was cute.
Ought to be there. And his voice is still the same.
For a 60-year-old, he's really good.
Yeah.
And he sang our music.
Yes. And we were just...
we were.
And I was there with two other women, and one was my age, and one of them, when he came on, was talking about this one came out in 1968 or something like that. She said, I was in the first grade.
Oh, poo.
We smacked her.
That's when you just smack people, you know.
Exactly.
But he did a lot of Bobby Darin and a lot of he was really wonderful. So Kyle Elrod, Allied Arts, thank you all so much for Evening Shade. It was great.
Yes, it was, and the weather was nice.
Yes, the weather. We did not have a rain out.
Did not.
4 weeks in May and did not have a rain out.
Is that a record?
That is a record.
Cool.
That is a record because we had one night that it rained, and we had to throw tarps over. Or one afternoon it rained, we had to throw tarps over the sound equipment.
But it went away.
And we were fine. You know, school's out. So what we want to
Are you tired of your kids yet?
Right, because we have some opportunities for you. You know, we had Christy Gray on here one day from Broad Street who talked about Camp at the Woods, which is a summer retreat for kids Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 at Johnson Woods out off of South Lee Highway. And it's just $65 a week and
$55 for the second child.
That's right, $55 for the second child. And it started day before yesterday. It started on the 29th, started Tuesday.
Yes.
But you can still call Broad Street Church and at 476-5586 if you're interested in putting a child in that day camp. And it's wonderful because it's electronic free.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you cannot take any electronic devices, cell phones, or anything else out there. You're just going to...
It's all communing with nature.
Right. You're going to commune with nature.
Some of the things they're doing. It's a phenomenal camp.
They're going to have drama workshop, outdoor survival skills, science with eggs, writer's workshop. They're going to sew. They're going to leaf collect. They've got baseball and soccer. They've got yoga. They're going to make a volcano. They're going to do photography. They're going to do wood carving.
It's just fabulous.
It is. It's great. It's just...
they won't even miss their cell phone or
iPod and they should be busy. Whatever. And the only thing as a parent you have to do other than pay the $65 or $55 is pack them a lunch.
Yes, but they will get 2 snacks.
2 snacks a day. So
yeah, that's included in the
price. We
know
that's there. Then the YMCA has summer camps. You can call the Y and find out about their summer camps.
Lee University has summer camps.
University has a lot of things. You can call over there and ask for Ellie Fall. She's new in that department. She was on with us once.
Yes.
She will tell you about all kinds of camps that Lee University has. And so there's all kinds of things going on. Cleveland State usually has...
I think they have some baseball camps,
yes,
and athletic camps and things like that. So you could call the athletic department,
right,
and ask about that.
And so there's all kinds of summer
yes.
camps. So you know, if you've had your kids home for a week and you're over it, then call one of these folks and get them set up in a camp, or rotate them around a little bit.
But you know this, for $65 a week,
you can't
and
pay a babysitter.
It starts at what time?
8 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
You can't get childcare that cheap.
No, you cannot.
I mean, just somebody to sit and chew gum and look at them.
No, you
That's
cannot.
Fabulous.
All right, what else you got for us?
Well, best kept secret in town, the library corner.
Oh gosh, and we try for it not to be.
I know. We keep telling y'all about the wonderful stuff. Okay, the summer reading program, Dream Big, Read, is gearing up for the kickoff on June the 9th from 2 to 5 p.m. It's going to start with a big party for all children from birth through 12.
Wow.
Wow. That's pretty young.
That's a pretty good stretch.
Anyway,
right there.
who'll be reading or listening to books this summer. They'll have games, face painting, stories, and other activities. And parents can sign their children up for different activity groups at that point. And so you can check on that at the children's desk at the library, or if you got your pencil, okay, call 472-2163 for all about that. Then the Scholastic Book Fair, which is the neatest thing since peanut butter,
absolutely,
started earlier this week and will go through June 4th. And you can purchase wonderful children's books, and you buy one, get one free.
I like that.
It just doesn't get any better than that. I love buy one, get one free. They are going to be having a few computer courses during the month of June, and registration is now open. They're all free with a valid library card, but there's a $5 refundable deposit. That's to make sure if you say you're coming, you are coming.
Yeah, because they have to fill up these classes, and if they hold a spot for you
and you don't
show up, somebody missed out.
Yeah, that's not good. So they have basic computers, resume writing, ebook reader workshops, and those are really good. You can check with them on the different days and times and everything, but these ebook reader workshops, so that patrons can learn how to download free library ebooks. I didn't know they had.
I didn't either.
Of course, I don't have an e-reader, so it doesn't make any difference. But anyway, so there you go. And then the adult summer reading program, Between the Covers, is still going on and will until August the 15th. And there's all sorts of prizes and reviews. And anyway, it's a good way to find a new author. You know, sometimes I have a hard time finding. I find somebody I like, and I read all their books.
That's where I am.
And then I go, okay, now where do I go? And so I'll check a book out and I'll read it. It's not my and so, you know, I go to the library, and then I find somebody else I like, and I read all their books. But you know, the neat thing about being retired and my age is I could probably survive on 100 good books, because I could read them all, and then I could start over, and I'd know I'd read it, but I wouldn't know what happened.
That's right. That's right.
So I do that a lot with my favorite authors.
Yes, we watched NCIS Tuesday night, and as it started, Flavia said, "Do you remember this?" And I said, "Sort of, kind of." And he said, "Well, do you remember what happened?" I said, "No."
Don't tell me.
And no. And so about halfway through, we said it was either her or her. And then, as it happened, we were right. It was her, but still,
not her.
Yeah, not her, but still, no. We could enjoy the whole show.
I know.
And it was earlier this season, so
yeah.
So that's kind of bad.
See, it's good getting older.
That's right. There's nothing wrong with getting old.
No, there's good things.
The second annual Wadey B. Davis Senior Day at Mosby Park will be June the 16th. We're telling you this just a little bit early so you can write it down. That is a Saturday, and it'll be from 5 until 10 p.m. Food and drinks, water games, inflatables, live music. Oh, water games will probably be on June the 16th if the weather.
Oh, that'll be fun.
That'll be fun. And it's sponsored by Davis Construction. And if you need more information, call 472-7191. But that should be fun.
Okay, and we've got some reunions coming up. Summer is reunion time. Okay, Bradley Central class of 1972 is having theirs on September the 22nd. However, for reservation, they need to know if you're planning on coming. Call Judy Cody Henderson at 423-336-8145 or Betsy Maupin Gentry at 423-310-5075. And then the Bradley class of 82 is having their 30-year reunion on Saturday, June 16th at the Museum Center. So it's a dinner and dance, and you can go to www.bradleycenter cleveland82.com, or you can call Melanie at 280-0063 or Michelle at 715-4806. And have fun, y'all.
That's right. Reunions are really nice.
Yeah.
You go back and you see that everybody else around you looks old and you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You know, who are these? Oh, I have a funny story. We had one a couple of years ago with my class, and mine is 66. And when we had it out at Bradley, and I went in and I'm like, who are these people? I don't know anybody. Well, the class of 56 was having theirs at the same time in the other side, and I'm like, whew, that was a close one.
That's right. Absolutely. Just be sure you get in the right party.
Right party, yes.
Now, this is way off down the line, but I do want to tell you it's very exciting. John Smoltz is going to speak at the United Way kickoff. So that was in the paper Sunday. And they're going to start selling tickets on July the 11th. Now, I know that sounds like it's out there, folks, but you can't let this slip up on you, because if you want to come to the United Way kickoff and you want to hear John Smoltz live and in person, you need to get this on your calendar to start calling the United Way office after July the 11th, right on, in fact, to get your tickets for John Smoltz. We're excited about that.
But please don't call before.
No. July the 11th. Tickets will not go on sale until July 11th, okay?
Yes, sounds good.
Yes,
okay.
Darlene does not want to talk to you until then.
And she might not give you a ticket if you call before
right.
and bug her.
That's exactly right.
So, she's a really nice person.
She's
I
a
shouldn't
super
say
gal.
that.
She
but
really is.
She does a lot. Okay, we have an award that was earned before a premiere, which is pretty phenomenal.
Absolutely.
I think everybody in Cleveland in particular knows who Tall Betsy is. And a filmmaker, Zach Adams, made a documentary about Cleveland's favorite goblin, and it hasn't been officially released, but it's already winning acclaim. He announced his documentary about Tall Betsy, and it's scheduled for a Halloween night premiere in October, and it's won a Bronze Telly Award. And this is a national award, and they've been given annually since 1978 to honor the best local, regional, and cable television commercials and programs. And over 13,000 entries were considered.
Whoa.
Yes. And they're judged by past winners, and only the best of the best, the top 15%, are selected for this honor. And so they're given in silver and bronze categories. And Zach is the owner of a Nashville-based Skydive Films, and he spent several months in 2011 interviewing entrepreneur and philanthropist Alan Jones, who created Tall Betsy. Mm-hmm. I can remember back when they had the street on Centenary,
oh yes,
yeah,
what
do they call it? Tall Betsy would walk, and yeah, this has been quite.
And now she lives at the library.
Yes, she hasn't made an appearance.
At the museum. I'm sorry,
yeah,
the museum.
She hasn't made an appearance, but I mean, she would walk. And one night they had I forget whose house it was, but they had somebody who was sitting in a box, and they had put an aluminum pan around, cut a hole in the box, an aluminum pan, and had goop on the face. It was somebody who lived there. And then it looked like this head that had been decapitated. And then Mike Calloway would lie in a coffin in his backyard.
Okay, and this is Halloween that y'all get to look forward to, okay? But we think it's exciting about the little movie.
Sorry, I am digressing.
She digressed, and we're really good on digressing.
As y'all know, only too well.
It is politicking time in Bradley County.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're going to give equal opportunity. The Bradley County Democratic Party 2012 Heritage Dinner will be Monday, June the 11th at 6 p.m. at Walker Valley High School cafeteria. It's a barbecue dinner, and the tickets are $20, and you can call Benjamin Riggs at 472-0933 or Linda Patrick at 473-0968 to purchase your tickets. And Park Overall, U.S. Senate candidate, will be the keynote speaker, and there will be others there that speak. So now to give equal opportunity, Coffee with Kevin, campaign kickoff with Kevin Brooks, and the special guest for that is Governor Bill Haslam, and that will be Monday, that is this coming Monday, June the 4th from 8:30 to 9:30 at the Math and Science Building at Lee University. And you don't need to call and make a reservation for that. It's from 8:30 to 9:30. So just come and meet Kevin and say howdy to the governor. So that takes care of both sides of the political arena.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
And we failed to call this to your attention last week, but this is good information anytime. Last week was National Dog Bite Prevention Week, and dogs bite more than 4.7 million people each year, and 60% of the victims are children. And, you know, it's the little yappy ones and the big ones. You know, just because you've got a golden retriever or a Labrador or a little Maltipoo doesn't mean you're not going to get bitten, because dogs and children need supervision. Never leave a dog unsupervised around a child. I don't care how good it is. You never know what's going to happen. And you need to teach your children basic safety around dogs. And review this regularly. You know, once just won't get it. So do not approach an unfamiliar dog, especially running and screaming, going, puppy, puppy, puppy. Dogs don't like that, and owners don't either.
No.
Don't run from a dog and scream, because a lot of these dogs have high prey drive, and if you run from them and you scream, you're a snack. It's just what a dog is. You know, that's what they're bred to do. Remain motionless and be still like a tree. I taught my kids, just stand like this, and the dog may come up and sniff you, but, you know, if you run, you might get bitten. If you just stand still, you're okay. And if you're knocked over by a dog, roll into a ball and lie still. Be still like a log. So if you're not moving, they really aren't that interested in you. And don't play with the dog unless supervised with adult. And immediately report stray dogs or dogs displaying unusual behavior to report it to an adult. Teach your kids these things. Avoid direct eye contact with a dog. Dogs see that as a challenge. So don't look at them. And when you're approaching a dog, and this is for adults too, go sideways. That's dog language. If you come straight at them and look them in the eye, you're asking for trouble, because that's how dominant, aggressive dogs do to other dogs. So, and you know, you're just a two-legged dog to them. And do not disturb a dog who is sleeping, eating, or caring for puppies.
And that's why we always say, let sleeping dogs lie.
Yes. And do not pet a dog without allowing it to see you and sniff you first.
I always put my hand out and let the dog sniff on me.
And not the palm. They don't want the palm. They want
put my hand out and let the dog sniff on me.
And let the dog come to you. Do not just, and don't wrap your arms around it. That is an aggressive thing to a dog. If you know, putting them in a head hold or something like that. And don't put your face down. Remember that woman on TV who, you know, the news person, and she put her face down. Of course, the dog had exhibited all sorts of stress signals and had been in a stressful situation anyway. So, and she didn't blame the dog. She said, I should not have done it. But anyway, there you go. That's my 2 cents worth on doggies.
And, you know, I think I told you this story before, but when I was in college, I worked for a veterinarian in Athens, Dr. Hugh Lamb, and we were doing a rabies clinic, which we just had those folks, and so I hope you got your dog's rabies shots.
Yes.
And so this lady brought this little yippy thing up, and he said, does your dog bite? And she said, no. So Doc grabs it to give it its shot, and he sunk his teeth right in here between those two bones on the wrist. And so here is Doc flinging the dog like this, hollering at me to get the dog off of him. The woman screaming, which just agitated the dog even more. So, you know, I've been a dog owner for years and years and years, and I never say my dog won't bite.
Any dog will bite. In some situations, you know, and you know, pit bulls, these are dogs that are near and dear to my heart, and you will know if you watch this program very often, but they have a really bad, you know, reputation.
They do have a bad rep.
And they're not bad dogs, but if there's any dog that even remotely looks like a pit bull, they say, pit bull, Maul's family or something. There's more to the story than that.
Always is.
And, you know, then they had a lab in Labrador Retriever in England that mauled a child's face, you know, and that didn't get any news. You know, it's not news unless it's a pit bull.
So here we are in the summer with the kids are out of school, the dogs are running around, everybody's playing outside. So you really need to be aware of these things. But like I say, I've never said my dog won't bite, because that's kind of like saying my child would never do that.
Yeah. And your child's probably the one that's done it.
Absolutely.
And you just don't know about it.
Bite your tongue if you ever say, my child will never do that.
Because remember all the stuff you did and your parents didn't know.
That's right. They'll make liars out of you every
time. They
and
will.
So will your dog.
Yes. Okay, so can we still do this?
Yeah, I think we still have time to do that.
Okay, there is a base camp. It's an academic summer camp for students with learning disabilities, dyslexia, ADD, and ADHD at Bachman Academy. And this sounds fabulous. It's 3 one-week residential sessions for students 12 to 17, and veterinary science, speaking of all the things.
Speaking of all these dogs.
Equestrian studies, creative arts, and woodworking. And if you want to get more information, you can go to www.bachmansummer.org. And that's BACHMAN.org.
Yes.
They're a nonprofit.
And they usually have some equestrian things out there
equestrian
too.
studies.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they teach horseback riding and all that kind of nice stuff, because I have a friend whose son did that once upon a time, and that's really, really neat, folks.
And it's for 7th through 12th grade students. And this is great.
And that's somebody we ought to have on with us, the Rainbow Riders, you know, from
that would
down
be
there,
good.
the therapeutic
Yes.
horses. I don't know whether anybody's had them on in a while or not. We need to talk, because they're usually looking for volunteers.
Yeah, they are. There's lots of volunteer opportunities in town, folks.
Renee is finding out now that she's retired how many volunteer opportunities there are.
My phone is ringing off the hook because Nancy keeps saying she's volunteering.
She's retired. Call Renee.
Anyway, but there's 3 one-week residential sessions, and you can choose 2 classes per week.
See, that's good.
That's phenomenal.
That's very good.
Yeah.
And then Cleveland State has a whole bunch of things. I noticed there's a knitting,
portraits in pencil, ACT college prep, sign language, beginning Spanish, hunter safety, Tai Chi, intro to Photoshop, digital photography. So, there's this one, training for life, personal protection and rape free. It is very, very good. It's a personal protection course, and it's for women, and it empowers women, and it tells you, because I saw a demonstration before I retired, and it gives you hints that you can do that'll keep someone from, if you act very sure of yourself and you're on a mission and everything, you're more than likely not going to be attacked than somebody that's dreaming or whatever, which I do a lot.
Not paying attention.
Not paying attention. But also just some little hints, like, most women can't out strength,
Right.
but you can grab them right here and pinch. And she was demonstrating, and she took a big guy to his knees with just one little pinch. So there's just all sorts of little hints.
Now
it's a really good one.
Pencil sketching. What did you just say that was? Sketching?
Portraits in pencil.
Do we have to know how to draw before we take that?
I don't know.
See, that would be very interesting, but
I would say you would need to have some, I don't know, call.
Well, I just think that would be really, really interesting. And all of these you just call Cleveland State to find out about.
Call Cleveland State, yes.
You have that number memorized?
Yes, 472. No, I have forgotten it because I'm retired now. 472-7141, and ask for continuing education.
And as Brene was talking about that safety prevention situation, I have a really, really, really dear friend who lives in Knoxville, and she had gone to the store the other day and had her buggy full of things and had her pocketbook in the buggy, had the trunk of her car open, and she was loading the things into the trunk of a car, and a gentleman ran by and grabbed her pocketbook out of the buggy. So you would have to know this friend of mine to understand this. She's classy lady, always lovely dressing.
Very professional.
Yeah, very professional looking. Probably had her 3-inch heels on. She took off after him at a run. And she did not catch him, but she had several people helping her, a lady in an SUV with children in the back, started it up and went after the man. Somebody called 911. They had 10 cop cars and a helicopter. They called.
Come to find out, he was one of the top 10.
Top 10 wanted
list.
Yeah, because somebody in there recognized a tattoo he had on his neck. I don't know. Anyway, so they caught him, but he said he threw the pocketbook in the woods, and so she didn't get the pocketbook back. So she had to change her driver's license and her credit cards and her locks on her door and everything, but she's alive. And the thing about it is, I cannot believe she took off at a dead run after this fellow.
Yeah, not knowing who he was.
So, folks, we'll be right back with you in just a minute with our first guest, so do not go away.
We'll be right back. Or maybe we'll
Kathy Guy with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. Call us today for all your personal insurance needs. With 28 years in the insurance business, I have the solutions and pricing you are looking for. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
Have annoying biting and stinging insects taken over your yard? Volunteer Rid-A-Pest can get it back. Make your yard a no-fly zone with Mosquito Guard. Volunteer Rid-A-Pest will eliminate these annoying pests, and you'll be able to work in your yard, have a pool party, a cookout, allow your children to play outside, or just sit outside and enjoy the evening. Volunteer Rid-A-Pest has developed an extremely effective treatment program that treats all shrubs, bushes, trees, and other foliage where mosquitoes and other biting, stinging insects live and breed. This material will not harm your plants or trees and leaves no harmful residue. This treatment program is safe for use around children and pets, but the best part is it's 100% guaranteed. If you are not 100% satisfied, Volunteer Rid-A-Pest will retreat for free until you are satisfied, or after 30 days will cancel their agreement and refund 100% of your money. Give Volunteer Rid-A-Pest a call for a free no-obligation estimate. Phone 472-7736.
And we are back, and I just want to tell y'all right now real fast how much we miss Jennifer James, who used to be the producer of this show.
Yes, she was on last week
with us, and she has gone to Canada.
Yes.
To work on her master's degree in film editing or some such.
Yeah.
I don't know. And so the reason I'm saying that is because Joe Palo is producing our show today, and he's running around because we somehow or another, there she is, our guest.
Yes.
Tracy O'Connell. Who should have from the Museum Center at 5 Points, and Joe is running around frantically trying to get the camera set so that we can get, but we don't care just as long as it's on Tracy. We're fine.
Exactly.
Okay, we are fine because you're the guest. And so there we go. So Tracy's with the Museum Center at 5 Points.
Yes.
And so I invited Tracy today, and I said, first of all, your jewelry is wonderful, and I'm sure it came from the gift shop.
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. And I forgot to prep you all and tell you.
Oh.
This set is made by Lori Shallett, one of our artists in the store. I'm so glad you like it. Thank
it's beautiful.
you. And this is all about Lori. And when you buy art in the store, we actually roll up a little bio of the artist and tie it up like a little scroll and put it in the gift bag with you. Cool. So whoever's getting the gift or you can always keep it and know about the artist that
Absolutely. And that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Red, that would go with what I have on today.
I thought about it earlier when I came in.
It really would. So, Miss Tracy, what do you want to talk to us about? Yes, I do. Your necklace and your glasses. But
I know it would match.
What do we need to talk about today?
Well, what I wanted to tell you about is there is some fun at the museum this summer.
Yes.
Summer fun at the museum, and we have a lot of kid-friendly things coming up and a lot of artistic, fun, artsy things and cultural and historic things coming up. So I just wanted to give everybody a rundown of the things that are happening at the museum this summer. And in case you all were wondering where the basket came from,
it is a gorgeous basket.
I was hoping you would ask.
Yes.
This basket, when I was trying to get all my things together, I thought, well, you know, that basket right there would be perfect. This is also for sale in the store. It's made by Amy Candle, and Amy lives up near the John C. Campbell Folk School.
Oh, okay.
Near Brasstown, near Murphy. So anyway, she has gorgeous baskets. I have a couple of them myself.
And that ribbon matches your necklace and your glasses.
How about that?
There we go.
I'm just color coordinated.
We are color coordinated. We are.
I bet Nancy might try to take that basket.
That is my plug for the store. I'll move on from here to events and won't go back to the store because that's my favorite topic, as you all will know.
Yes.
Okay, what is going on at the museum this summer? First of all, we have the 5 Points Art Festival that they're going to give me a few more minutes to talk about a little bit later in the show. But Vanishing Appalachia is the temporary exhibit that has been at the museum for the past 2 months. We have one more month of it, and then it's going on to another facility. But it was actually created with a grant by two fellows from the Knoxville area. One is a photographer and one is a field recorder. So when you buy the catalog, if you come and you like the exhibit, you actually get the stories on a CD.
Oh, how neat.
How cool.
And then the photographs, not all of them, but a big percentage of them are actually in the catalog with lots of stories about them. So this exhibit, halfway through, we didn't have enough room in the museum to put all of the photographs up. So halfway through, the photographs, half of them went back and the other half came out, and they are now on the wall. And the photographer and field recorder are going to come the 23rd of June and walk us through the exhibit and talk to us about it.
Oh, cool.
When it opened, they told us a lot about Popcorn Sutton, and this book is also for sale in the museum, and it was also written by these two artists, photographer and field recorder, and that book is an amazing book because the story of Popcorn Sutton,
It is. That's
it's so cool. He's a third generation moonshiner. He was so authentically Appalachian. He had no respect for women, so the photographer was quick to say the first time we met him, I had my wife with him. She never went back again because I really liked my wife and I wanted to stay married. And so, but anyway, he was the most amazing fellow. He's married 12 times, had 12 different children, and the women he married were not desperate. One had her PhD, one had her master's in social work. These were not desperate women. These were women who were he was very smooth, very smooth. That
obviously
Popcorn
he was.
And he's no longer with us, but if you haven't heard all that story, you can
Right.
either see about it when you're there or buy the book or.
And see, the
But
good
anyway.
thing about it is any of you all that have already been, now you're sitting there saying, I've already been to see the exhibit. If you went at the beginning to see the exhibit, go back again because it's changed.
It has changed. A few of the photographs are the same, but most of them are different. And the really neat thing is you get to meet them and talk to them, and they answer your questions and tell you the stories about all the different things, all the different anecdotes of their little travels together out in the mountains, because they are very interesting.
Oh, I'm sure.
So that's the first event I
yeah.
wanted to tell you guys about was they are coming back, and that exhibit is here through the end of the month. 2 weeks from Saturday, we have a gentleman coming named Doug Elliott, who we saw at the Wilderness Wildlife Week in Pigeon Forge, and he's hysterical. He is a storyteller and naturalist from the mountains of North Carolina. At 1 o'clock, he is going to be at Fletcher Park for $5 if you're a museum member, $8 if you're not. You can roam Fletcher Park with him, and he will tell you all about the different plants and herbs, medicinal things you can do with them. And he's the coolest dude. He's not from the mountains of Appalachia. He was actually from New England, but he fell in love with Appalachia, moved down here. He had all these mentors and grandfatherly types that he hooked up with, and they taught him all about Appalachia, and he plays all these instruments. So we've got him to come for a free concert at the library that Saturday night at 7 o'clock in the community room. And we had a wonderful sponsorship from the Mobbs family business, Becky and Denny Mobbs, their business. And so it's free for the community. And this guy is hysterical. He plays all these different instruments. He's a one-man show. He tells stories, he sings, he tells jokes. So this is something you want to bring the kids to. He's wonderful, but come yourself for sure. So that's June 9th at 1 o'clock, and then the 7 o'clock show at the library is free. I mentioned these guys coming back the 23rd. We have art camp at the museum.
More things for your children.
Yeah, big, wonderful
Right.
art.
That's always a big.
It is.
Yeah.
And people started calling about this early in the spring, because especially the kids that came last year. There are 2 dates, rising 6th, 7th, and 8th graders are June 25th through 28th, and rising 3rd through 5th graders are July 9th through 12th. And they'll be going to Lee University and actually using their studio there to do pottery. We have talk about Cleveland secrets. The best kept secret at the museum store is Michael Graham. He's a wonderful local wood carver, and he's going to teach wood carving. So lots of really fun things to do for art camp. It's $125 if you're not a museum member, $100 if you are. If you're not a member, you need to join because the museum does such wonderful things in the community. You'll be supporting it.
And to join, it's just nothing to join.
Yeah.
And then you get the benefit of all of these.
Yeah.
Plus, anything that comes in, like the Appalachian, there's a membership preview every time there's a new exhibit coming in, and you get invited to that. And it's really nice.
Yes.
And discounts in the store.
Actually, we don't give discounts on the purchases anymore because we are now a gallery. Back when the museum opened and we sold things that were like souvenir items, and we did, members got a discount. But now we sell on consignment, and all the artists are chosen by a committee. Everybody's juried in, so we can't give discounts, unfortunately. However, like Nancy said, at our art festivals, we have a members preview party where we give door prizes, and we always have nice things to drink and nibbles. And
they do, and it's wonderful.
It is tons of fun.
Event,
and that we'll talk more about. The next one of that coming up is the end of July for our arts festival. And are we going to have a second segment to talk about
Probably
that?
not.
Okay.
Joe is producing today, and I didn't straighten him out really good, so next week we'll do a lot better on this, but you might want to move on into that.
Well, in that case, so much of Nancy and me.
That's right.
Go ahead,
That's good. I was giggling through the whole thing. I enjoyed it.
There we go.
Okay, so July 27th, 28th, and 29th is going to be our 5 Points Art Festival. And in the past, we've had what we call the Appalachian Artisans Festival, but we are moving into a more expansive event. So we will still have, this is going to be the most artists we've ever had. We're going to have close to 50 artists, and it will be indoors. The end of July can get kind of warm, so we'll be inside in the air conditioning. But on Saturday at First Street Square, before it gets too warm, we're going to start early. The Red Ribbon and all the First Street merchants are going to have all kinds of activities going on. We're going to have sidewalk sales. And in the park, we're going to have an Art is Fun tent, and we're going to have make and take projects for kids. And Cyan and some of the other artists in the museum are going to be sponsoring these and teaching kids some little art projects. We're also going to have some food vendors. We have some musicians that are going to be on the stage every 30 minutes. Starting at 9 in the morning. So remember, you want to stay in town the end of July for this big festival. Friday night we will have the members preview party, and we are going to have for sponsors all kinds of neat little things. We're going to be really supporting and promoting Appalachian artists. The Vanishing Appalachia. Thankfully, a lot of what's vanishing about Appalachia is a good thing, because we had things like the KK. Yes, there are things that, that having our expansive world go into the mountains is a good thing, but some of the things that we're glad to hold on to are our art. And so our artisans, music and art. So that's what we're celebrating with this show. So when you get a call for sponsorship, and one of the upper level sponsorships says when you sponsor at this level, you're going to get one of these wonderful catalogs, as well as one of Popcorn Sutton's moonshine recipe special cocktails called the apple pie. And it will be in a little, what do you call those little shot glasses? With a commemorative date on it as a special thank you. And you'll get to come to the party, and hopefully we'll have Dawn and Tom come back for that and sign the books and the catalogs. And we already have a musician lined up to play some music, and of course all the artists will be there, and you'll get to see all their art firsthand and maybe pick out your very own special things. We have a wish list that we float around when the ladies come in for special occasions like anniversaries and birthdays.
And we're going to have to take a little commercial break, so
Okay.
don't go away.
Oh, okay.
Don't y'all go away either. We're going to take a little commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Have annoying biting and stinging insects taken over your yard? Volunteer Rid-A-Pest can get it back. Make your yard a no-fly zone with Mosquito Guard. Volunteer Rid-A-Pest will eliminate these annoying pests, and you'll be able to work in your yard, have a pool party, a cookout, allow your children to play outside, or just sit outside and enjoy the evening. Volunteer Rid-A-Pest has developed an extremely effective treatment program that treats all shrubs, bushes, trees, and other foliage where mosquitoes and other biting, stinging insects live and breed. This material will not harm your plants or trees and leaves no harmful residue. This treatment program is safe for use around children and pets, but the best part is it's 100% guaranteed. If you are not 100% satisfied, Volunteer Rid-A-Pest will retreat for free until you are satisfied, or after 30 days will cancel their agreement and refund 100% of your money. Give Volunteer Rid-A-Pest a call for a free no-obligation estimate. Phone 472-7736.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
And we are back, and Tracy is still with us because we didn't get through talking about what we want to talk about the 5 Points Arts Festival, because this is exciting. It's something new. The Arts Festival is not new, but what Tracy's going to do with it, the expansion of it, is exciting. And so we're going to tell you a little bit more about it because we want y'all to mark this on your calendar. July 28th and 29th. And if you're a museum member, which here again, and the phone number is 339-5745. You can call and join. And honestly, folks, Flavis and I have belonged ever since its inception. And that doesn't mean we use it every week or every day or even every month. But it's wonderful when we want to use it. And it's also on the 27th, there will be a members preview of all the art things. And the wonderful thing about that is the 50 artists that you're going to have there, you get first pick of the merchandise.
That's true.
You do.
And you get to meet them. And that to me, when I fall in love with a piece of art, and it's usually because I know the artist or the story of the piece of art. And so that's a real opportunity to take your time and maybe have a glass of wine with an artist.
And it's and wonderful. And they take Visa and MasterCard and all these wonderful things.
We even do lay-bys, Ken Cagle likes to say. If you have a really big piece of art that you just need to have and it's not in your budget this month, just give me and Ken a call. We'll put you on
lay-bys. I love it.
And that wish list she was talking about is a neat thing.
Yes.
If you see something you like, you put it on your wish list, and then they will contact your spouse, your parents, or whomever.
Yes.
And
it's real popular.
Yeah.
It's really popular. There are a couple of men that really have made some big husband points.
That's right.
The wish list.
Yeah. But the thing about it is Father's Day's coming up. June the 13th, and they don't just have women's things there.
Yes, that's
true. They
true.
have men's things too.
Beautiful hand-turned pens, and Daniel and I gave John one year that had Daniel's birthday on it, engraved in it. That was
and see, so there you go, folks.
It's a great idea for a Father's Day gift.
If they don't have it there, come across the street to the Red Ribbon. And
that's right, because we often send people.
We send people. It's a reciprocal. It's a wonderful kind of agreement, unspoken, that we have. But I have people that come in. Had someone come in the other day that someone had really been nice to them. They'd come in to get some wedding photographs made into Cleveland, and they were from Athens, and they didn't know anything, but they wanted to get a gift. Looked around in my shop, I didn't have anything, and I said, why don't you go across the street to the museum, because they have some unique things. And so she came back through and with a package, and she said, thank you for sending me over there. See, that's our little corner of the world down there. We love it. It is. But okay, now we're back to the 5 Points Arts Festival here.
Okay, I'll give you a few more items on our agenda, because it seems like as the more we meet, the bigger this festival has become, and it's kind of been neat, because as people, the word's gotten out about the museum, especially people from surrounding communities like Athens and Chattanooga. We're getting people down from the Dalton area and Soddy and Hickson, and well, we didn't know 5 Points was here. Well, how do we get to, they'll call and they'll say, well, how do we get to 5 Points? So that's kind of neat. So that's one of the reasons we wanted to call this the 5 Points Arts Festival rather than just the museum, because it's going to be across the street at First Street Square. So Saturday, what we're going to have starting early is the Art is Fun tent, and kids all day long up until 2 or 3 o'clock, whenever it gets too warm, will be able to do sidewalk chalk art.
Oh, cool.
That'll be all over there. We're going to have music. We've got a mountain dulcimer musician coming to play, and she'll play like every other hour and a half for 30 minutes, and then we're going to key in some other good artists. We have food vendors, of course, some iced lemonade and those type of food vendors are going to be there. And then across the street, the antique fire truck is going to be on display.
That is so neat.
Yes, and so we thought, Nancy and Sharon Marr with Main Street Cleveland said, you know, this is a cruise-in week. How can we get those cruisers off that courthouse square down to see what else is going on? So it was actually your suggestion, why don't you pull out the fire truck? So that will be out.
I think that'll be great.
And that's such a fun thing for kids or car enthusiasts or really just anybody. It's it's a really neat thing. So we'll have sidewalk sales and art going on and music, and then of course and food, very important, and drink because it might be warm. And then inside, when you want to come and cool off, of course, the store will be open, and then all the artists will be in the Cultural Center and in the lobby and in the Ed Center. And you can meet the artists and, of course, buy tons of stuff going and get your Christmas started early. And then on Sunday, what we're doing that's, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We are going to have a Sunday brunch under a big tent in the courtyard of the museum.
Oh, cool.
So
Which is a beautiful place
It
that
is.
a lot of people don't ever see because it's
Exactly.
in the back of the museum.
Yes. And our mountain dulcimer musician is going to be playing. We're going to have the art projects for the kids and sidewalk chalk going on up on the big patio area, so there'll be lots of kids things to do.
Cool.
So hopefully folks will come in and, you know, play the lawn games. Now they'll be moved to the back. We're going to have things like, there's a thing called a Grace that's an old-fashioned Appalachian game, and I've never been able to play it, but Jennifer White, that's the curator of education there, her girls are going to teach us to play it. So that's going to be going on back there, along with hula hoops, yo-yos, Jacob's ladders, jacks. We're going to have tops. We're going to have all these games that we sell in the store that you can play with outside, because some of them are really, really fun games, and this Grace's is one of them.
And they're not electronic.
That's right.
They're unplugged.
That's right. Unplugged.
Yes.
We
They are
love
unplugged.
games.
And so Catch is going to be serving a buffet under the big tent back there. So we're calling it Catch a Bite at the museum Sunday. So they're going to have a nice spread for everybody. It should be, we're going to try and keep it moderately priced. And you can eat and enjoy the art, and there'll be music and kids games. And so now we'll be, it's kind of been challenging in our downtown area to make Sunday events successful, but Chattanooga's done it, and we're right behind them. I feel like, you know, their Chattanooga market goes strong all the way through December, and so we're gonna try and do some Sunday afternoon events, and I'm going to just segue for a second to the Brouhaha, which is a Saturday. That is a Saturday event. That's going to be August 4th. And if you'll please keep your eyes peeled for those tickets, you'll get to sample all kinds of little wonderful beer, not
homemade.
Just there will be homemade ones. There's some by Miller, there's some by Budweiser. They have their little special selection. I'm not using the right terminology at all, but they have their really special elite type beers that you get to sample with your ticket. So that's going to be a big event that we hope is going to be every summer here at and this was Van Deeken, who is the the president of our board this year had been wanting to do it, and got Ken Cagle, and they've been going around, and they're actually going to go to a couple in Tennessee and a couple maybe in Georgia and check them out and make sure we're doing everything just perfect. And then August 4th, boom.
Oh, such tough duty.
Yeah.
I know you just had to twist their arms.
Yeah. they're enjoying themselves putting this event together. I can promise you that.
And as well as the food tents that will be out on Saturday out at the First Street Square, then you also have the Catch that will be open for lunch, and CBC. Now, CBC is an adult venue,
yes,
so you can't take your children in there,
right,
but they do have wonderful cheeseburgers. I'll tell y'all right now, wonderful cheeseburgers.
They have great food.
And they
so
really do.
Catch,
They have, so if it's just adults that want to go in there, you can go
shoot
in.
a game of pool.
And that's
go
right.
in.
And then we have a new coffee shop coming in.
Yes.
Down where Sifted was.
Oh, really?
I need to get that gentleman to come in and talk to us, because I'm
Yes.
not really sure when he's going to open or anything, but I saw him today out talking with some people on his little patio, so we're excited about that.
Yeah.
So that'll be there for on the 28th, and it's like Tracy says, it's going to be probably hot. Now, thank goodness today, folks, it's supposed to be in the low 80s instead of the low 90s.
Yes.
So, you know, maybe we're going to actually have a little bit of spring weather before we hit summer. But, you know, we won't keep those kids out there in the sun.
Right.
If it's, you know, we'll try to start it early in the morning with them.
9 o'clock.
Then,
We're going to start.
Yeah.
The musicians start playing at 9, and the Cyan, Tony Eubanks with Cyan is going to be there, and we've got a lot of interns, and one of our artists' name is Lolly Durham. No, Lolly, I think it's Durham, but it's not Durham.
I think you're right, it is. And she's on the Tennessee Arts Commission
She
traveling
is.
artist list. But if any of you are going to look that up, she's Olivia on that list. Because
Right.
she told me she's not Lolly on that list.
Yes.
Because I was thinking about bringing her in maybe with some Cheers Jubilee money to do some things in some of our schools.
Yes.
Very, very nice lady. Top school.
And talented. We sell a lot of her art in the store. She makes ceramics and ink, paper, ink, beautiful paper ink. They're not drawings. They're, I can't think what they're called, but they're just lovely. And some bookmarkers that she's made from them. There, so she's really talented. She's going to be there to help out too for the kids' art projects.
Yeah, and that's going to be so much fun. But Tracy was talking about sponsorships, what you can get with, you know, we can't do this. I say we, First Street Square, 5 Points Art Festival, cannot do this on their own. They're going to have a little bit of help.
Yes.
So
Sponsorships.
there's some
Sponsorship,
sponsorships
yes.
available.
Yes.
And there's going to be some benefits for sponsoring.
Right. Right. You'll be, we're going to have a wonderful program that everyone who attends will be handed out. Will receive one. We're going to have a slideshow going at the preview party, and you'll be mentioned there. Also, for the higher level sponsorships, you'll get a membership, and if your business is already a member, then you'll get a complimentary membership for you or one of your employees. And that also comes with some passes, VIP passes, that you can give to other employees to come and enjoy different exhibits. The next exhibit coming up is 100 Years of Girl Scouting. And then after
wow.
that,
Cool.
yes, that's our
Is
next.
this our 100th year? 100th
Yes.
anniversary? Oh, my
100th anniversary
goodness.
of Girl Scouting is August, September, and then on October we have a wonderful exhibit planned, which is the Lee University Art Department is going to show off. We have such talent at Lee University. We're so lucky.
Absolutely.
And they're expanding their art department, and so we are going to highlight and showcase not only the staff, but some of the very more talented students. So we kind of like to bring art into the exhibits at the museum as well. So like this is a historic, but also artistic, as you all
Right,
have
with the
known
photography.
as you saw it.
Yes.
Right.
And then, of course, the jewelry and the
Yeah.
basket. And that is just, I'm telling you, folks, if you've not been to the gift shop, the museum store, you need
Gallery.
to.
And we're going to start calling it the gallery.
Because it is a gallery.
Yeah.
But we take new artists several times a year, and the artists that are there will often come in and we'll change out what hasn't sold, or when their things sell, they bring new things in. So I love it when people come in and say, wow, it looks like all new artists in here, and it's usually not. We've kept many of the high quality artists that we started out with when we started selling on consignment. But we change it. We try to keep it looking fresh and new, and we've gotten 3 amazing new artists in the last 2 months, and their art's actually selling really well. But even the ones that we've had forever, the art is so pretty. It's a great place to work.
That's like Nancy Zunberg. She's been with you since the beginning, I think.
Yes, she is.
Close to the beginning. And she's wonderful. We had her on here one day, and of course we couldn't let her talk about all her beautiful jewelry for Benay and I oohing and ahhing over and deciding that matched what we had on, or that would look good with something else we had. So, but she's such a talented lady.
Yes. What a lot of people, like the stories, what I was saying earlier, the stories about these artists are so fascinating. One of the things that I loved learning about Nancy, for example, was she was a dancer. When she was in college, she was an art design major, but when she graduated, she traveled nationally on a dance. She was in a dance company and didn't start making jewelry until her children were older. And if anybody's seen Nancy Zierenberg's art, you can tell she is an artist. Her designs are
fabulous,
are beautiful,
fabulous.
And like Lori Shallett from Chattanooga. And that's what I love about it. Each artist has their own personality in their art. Claire Groff, for example, when she has a display at our show, you all have got to go to Claire Groff's table, because I have to go, luckily I'm there through the whole show, but I have to go 4 or 5 times to get to see every little thing, because she has such wonderful pieces. And I'll probably look 3 or 4 times before I decide which piece I have to take home this time. But they're just such talent. We're very, very lucky that we have.
You are.
Such
It's
talent.
wonderful in there, and it's just a super place to shop and to be. And like I say, they're right across the street from me. So if they don't have what you need, come on over. But we don't have the artisans at the Red Ribbon. We just have
beautiful stuff.
We do have beautiful things, but it's not the same as the artisans. So, folks, Tracy will be back on to talk about the 5 Points Arts Festival. But if anybody out there is interested in helping us sponsor some of these areas here, because we need someone to sponsor the children's art area, the stage, the various different things we need sponsorships for. So, give the museum a call at
339-5745
and talk to Tracy, because she will know that's not that nobody else is competent there. They all are, but Tracy's the one that's heading up this, and she told Renee and I a little while ago she had like 30 women working on this. So, we're going to look like little bees or little ants running around.
There's 2 of them right here.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. So, Tracy, thank you so much for being on with us today.
Thanks for having me. Y'all are a hoot.
I really appreciate it. And folks, Renee and I and Tracy are all going to say goodbye to you right now, and we'll be back on next Thursday. So be sure you're back with us then. Thank you so much.
And have your
a great
pencil
day.
and paper ready to
take
down
sure
all these phone numbers.
Yes. But y'all have a great day today.